Hello everyone, welcome to Barca News. It is March 18th, 2025, and bad news for Barcelona because Newcastle now seem in pole position to sign a Barcelona target, Antonio Cordero. Also, speaking of Newcastle, it's been revealed that Barcelona scouts were observing Alexander Isak during last week's match. And finally, Wojciech Szczesny's agent has given us an update in regards to the renewal of the Polish goalkeeper. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin this video with the news that Barcelona have officially signed an agreement with the city of Barcelona, or actually more specifically with BSM, which is the company that runs the Montjuic Stadium, Luis Companys, in order to extend their stay until May 20th. Now, as we know, Barcelona were set to come back to the Camp Nou back in November. That didn't happen. It was pushed to December. That didn't happen. It was pushed to February. That didn't happen. Then they told us April. It looks like that's not going to happen because now Barcelona have officially signed an agreement to extend their stay at Luis Companys until May 20th. And this, of course, even though it's bad news because it looks like Barcelona are not going to be going back to the Camp Nou during this season, it's good news because, as you might recall from previous videos, Barcelona were considering playing in other stadiums because the Olympic Stadium where they're currently playing was set to be booked for the Rolling Stones concerts, and Barcelona was at the brink of being left without a stadium, but that concert fell through. Sucks for Rolling Stones fans, but great for us because Barcelona will complete the season at Luis Companys Stadium, and now this has been made official as pen to paper has been put, or Barcelona put pen to paper with BSM, the company that runs the stadium, and it looks like we will have a stadium until the end of the season, which of course is good news. But on the other hand, it's bad news because we're not going to be going back to the Camp Nou this season. It looks like we're not going to be going back to the Camp Nou until October, and some reports are even saying until January of next year, which of course, on one hand, you're like, hey, they're building a new stadium, however long it takes. But on the other hand, that does mean significant financial losses to Barcelona. This season alone, we're going to lose 28 million euros. And that, of course, is going to mean more losses during next season. Now, more news because it's reported that Barcelona are formulating a plan for Giuliano Belletti, the coach of the Juvenil A. Now, Giuliano Belletti is a former Barcelona player, the hero of the Champions League final for Barcelona, scoring the winning goal against Arsenal in the 2006 final, giving Barcelona their second Champions League in their history. Now he is the coach of the Juvenil A, or the Barcelona under-19. He has been doing a remarkable job with the youngsters. In fact, they just won the Copa del Rey Juvenil, which is the Copa del Rey but for under-19 youth teams. And given his amazing work right now as a Barcelona coach, it's reported that the club are formulating a plan in order to develop the coach, kind of like what they do with the youngsters, where when they see a promising young player, they develop a plan. And okay, you're going to play in Juvenil B for this long, then Juvenil A this long, then Barca Athletic, then first team. They formulate a long-term plan to develop the player and turn him into a star. Well, now they're doing the same thing with Giuliano Belletti, where they're trying to develop him into a great coach with the goal to make him eventually a Barca Athletic coach once the time is right. We don't know when that's going to be, but it looks like that's the plan that currently Barcelona are setting for him. And who knows, he might eventually become a first-team coach because it looks like we do have a promising coach currently in Barcelona's academy. So this is how great our academy is. Not only do we produce top players, but it looks like, well, we're on the path to producing top coaches as well. I mean, Pep Guardiola did coach Barca Athletic. Now Giuliano Belletti at the Juvenil A, and eventually Barca Athletic, and who knows, maybe one day the first team. Now, speaking of young up-and-coming players, we do move on to bad news because it's reported that Newcastle are currently sitting in pole position to sign Barcelona's target, Antonio Cordero. Now, Antonio Cordero, or Antonito as he has been nicknamed, is an 18-year-old left winger who currently plays for Malaga in the second division. He is one of the most exciting talents in Spain's second division. He's a left winger. I don't know if I mentioned that already, but he's a left winger, someone that Barcelona have been tracking for quite some time. And his contract expires at the end of this season, and he has decided not to renew with Malaga, which means that one of the most exciting talents right now in Spain's second division will become a free agent in the summer. And of course, Barcelona pounced on this opportunity immediately, talking to his agent, who is Pini Zahabi, the same agent as Robert Lewandowski and Hansi Flick. And it seemed like Barcelona were set to sign Antonio Cordero, beating Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have also tried to sign him. But now it seems that both Madrid and Barcelona are going to be beat by the Premier League, because it's been reported that Newcastle are currently the favorites to sign Antonio Cordero after they entered the race. And it seems like they are convincing the player to make a move to the Premier League. Now, Barcelona were hoping to sign Antonio Cordero for Barca Athletic so he can develop a little bit more and then eventually promote him to the first team. But it could be that Newcastle are offering probably a first team's position. And of course, first team in the Premier League definitely beats third division in Spain. So that could be it. We don't know what the exact reason is, but it looks like right now the favorites to sign Antonio Cordero is Newcastle. Hopefully Barcelona eventually convinces him to join us, but if not, well, it is what it is. You can't sign every player you set out to sign. All right, speaking of Newcastle, we do have news, because, ladies and gentlemen, it's been reported that Barcelona scouts were observed watching Alexander Isak. Now, as you know, Barcelona are monitoring the market to find replacements for Robert Lewandowski. One of them is Alexander Isak, the 25-year-old Swedish center forward, who's currently having a great season at the Premier League, having scored 23 goals and 5 assists in 33 matches. And while it's been revealed that Barcelona scouts were present at the match between Newcastle and West Ham during last week, so it seems that Barcelona are still keeping tabs on Alexander Isak. Of course, he's one of the favorite players for Barcelona to replace Robert Lewandowski, but the bad news is that it seems that the work of Barca scouts is going to be in vain, because the president of Newcastle, Yasser Al-Rumayyan, has instructed Newcastle not to sell Alexander Isak, that as long as he has a contract which runs out in 3 years, Newcastle going to reject every single offer that comes for Alexander Isak, no matter how high it is. So even if Barcelona had the money and they were like 150, 200 million, the president of Newcastle has made it very clear. He is not for sale, and we're going to reject any offers. And of course, Newcastle were bought out by a Saudi fund, so they have plenty of money, so they don't have to worry about, rejecting high offers, so they can afford to reject any offer. So it looks like Barcelona will not be able to sign Alexander Isak, and they're going to have to find a different replacement for Robert Lewandowski. Now, of course, things could change, because Barcelona are not looking to sign a replacement for Lewandowski until the summer of 2026. So who knows, maybe by then Alexander Isak says, hey, I'm tired of playing here, forces his way out. But I don't know. Time will tell, but for now, it's not looking like Barcelona will be able to sign Alexander Isak. Not only is he unaffordable, but Newcastle are not even willing to sell him. Now, we will end today's video with the statements of Wojciech Szczesny's agent, because he has given us an update in regards to the renewal of the Polish goalkeeper. Now, as you know, Wojciech Szczesny's contract expires at the end of the season. He was only signed for 1 year to replace the injured Mark ter Stegen, but he has been doing a spectacular job that Barcelona has decided to renew him. And this is the update that Szczesny's agent just gave us in regards to the efforts of the club to renew the Polish goalkeeper. Tech is delighted at Barcelona, and Barca are very happy with Tech. So we will easily reach an agreement. When the time comes, we will understand each other quickly, and we won't have any problems with him renewing his contract. So Szczesny's agent is confident that the renewal is going to go through. He says the club is happy with the player is happy with the club. It's not going to be a problem. In other words, look, we're not going to try to complicate things. We're not going to ask for ridiculous amounts of money or long-ass contracts. He's like, we're both happy, and when the time comes, it's going to happen. We are going to renew. And in fact, Wojciech Szczesny, in most recent interview, kind of said the same thing as his agent when he said the following: we are in the most important moment of the season, and maybe it is not the right time to talk about it. But I insist that once we start working on it, there will be no problems, and we will understand each other very easily. So there you go. both the player and his agent, saying when the time comes, the renewal is not going to be a problem. Szczesny's happy. Barcelona's happy. Nobody's going to complicate anything. So it looks like Szczesny will be staying at Barcelona for one more season, at least. I don't know how long they want to renew him. Most likely it's just one more season. Anyways, that is all the news for this video. I did upload another video before this one. If you haven't seen it yet, make sure you do. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment. And as always, Visca Barça.